All right, Coach. 2-0 in the conference play, but you correct me if I'm wrong here. I don't even feel like you've really played up to your level in these first two games. So is that a good thing that aren't playing great, but you're still 2-0, or I don't know. How do you look at it?
We never, as a coach, like as coaches, you never think it's good enough, and so like we're always trying to get better. It's great that we can be 2-0 and still feel like we're not reaching our full potential. Hopefully, we're able to do that. Hopefully, we continue to, we can continue to trend upward. But we do think that there's good basketball that lies ahead of us. So, it's a good thing to be able to still win when you're not playing. You feel like you're best. But I think most people say that, when they win. So, or at least certainly feel that way.
What are a couple things that you could maybe key on, to help you reach that potential?
Well, I think one thing that stands out to me is that we have we have a couple kids that we know are better than they are and than they've shown, and finding ways to unlock them and get them to play their best basketball and find ways to utilize them, I think is important. On my end. I think from a defensive standpoint, I just think time, I mentioned it the other day, the more we play together, the more cohesive of a group we're going to become, because our kids are going to continue to grow together and truly know what they're doing. And from an offensive standpoint, we had some really ugly offensive possessions last game, and we've been watching film, and we were on the floor today with our kids, just talking about ways where we can be better.
I'm going to kind of just leave this open-ended here a little bit. Just where would you put where your bench is at right now?
I think from an energy standpoint, they give us tremendous energy. But I think I think our bench is about a 5.5 to 6 right now. But I think that they have the potential to be a lot better. I think that they certainly I think they can be better, and they know that. And so, like, I don't hold secrets from them, But at the same time, we don't win without our bench. They are very, very important for us and how they are able to space the floor and run the floor, play with great energy. We're big on ball pressure around here, and really defending, and they do that. I just feel like that they could be better, and they know that, and we talk about it every day as far as ways that we could be better, and they see how I try to utilize them, in practice and games, trying to get them better, to help them in any way possible. But they're still growing as a group, and so we'll get better.
Both basketballs combined, 25-4 this year. Why do you think, or what do you think has happened here with both programs that have been able to kind of ascend at the same time?
I think for starters, we have a great administration that has really helped us in many, many ways to be in a position to be competitive. I think Travis is a superb coach. I think he's really, really good, and I think they did a great job with hiring him. I think, he relates well with his guys. He has a full understanding of the X's and O's. He knows basketball. I think he's just he's a rock star of a coach, and I think he surrounded himself with, great people, who can recruit and who shares his vision. And, I think they're very knowledgeable. We share ideas, because I know that they're smart. And I know that, I can say that because I know how invested they are in our program, our men's program. With all that being said, they've been able to get really good players as a byproduct. And the players are really, really good. And, they're fun to watch. Their ability to score the ball, they play hard, they're physical. So their talent level is through the roof, so hats off to everyone that I mentioned. It's been really fun to watch. From us, I think I've been fortunate to surround us with good people. I think our kids are unbelievable people. So our character level is really high right now. We have people that are trustworthy, people who are passionate, people who are grateful, people who recognizes opportunity. When you have all of that, people who are selfless, when you have all that, you have a good situation, and we feel like we have a great situation right now. I think it's it's a situation where any kid would want to come here. Now we're winning, and now even more incentive, and I haven't even got to the academic piece. So all of that, I think, makes up for what you see right now. And, I'm very proud of the men. I'm very proud of my staff along with the players.
Looking forward to Wednesday, UMass coming to town.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're the top-ranked defense in the league. Just what are some of the challenges that they bring to the table?
I think they're a good team. I think they're well coached. I think they were picked third in our league. They have some good players. They have good guard play. They have good mass. They can shoot the basket. They have kids that can make shots, and obviously they play. They give you a lot of different types of looks, and so they know who they are as a program. I think when I watch them. So I'm not surprised that they're having the success that they're having. And, I think, excuse me, I got I'm not surprised that they're having the success that they're having as well. And it'll be a good test for us. They're just another team that, we feel like we need to knock off.